Hello everyone, welcome to the final week of Workplace English Communication Contacts and Strategies. I know all of you are eager to complete this course, so let's go directly to have a look at the agenda for today. First of all, I will review the key terms and main ideas from our lesson last week, and then we will move on to the remaining paragraphs of the article, The Importance of Cultural Sensitivity in Business Dealing. I will ask you to skim and scan those paragraphs before you listen to my explanation. Finally, I will review our course of learning to see what we have learned in these 4 units. Without further ado, let's get started. First of all, look at these 3 questions. Are you able to answer them? What is cultural sensitivity? What are the steps to increase cultural sensitivity? Is cultural faux pas usually intentional or unintentional? Pause the lecture to see if you can answer them. Okay, I assume you did what I asked you to do, then let's answer them respectively. First, what is cultural sensitivity? When we mention cultural sensitivity, you need to be aware that we are talking about a set of skills. The first one is the ability to be aware of differences and similarities among different cultures, and more importantly, you do not assign a value to them. And we also need to be able to know that cultural differences and similarities are impactful. What do we mean by impactful? It means they shape the way we talk, the way we behave. So cultural sensitivity is important because it reminds us that our understanding of differences and similarities of different cultures make who we are as people. And finally, we always need to know that cultural sensitivity is a skill set to be honed. To be honed means to be improved. You cannot say that, oh, I'm good at it, and you stop learning. No, you need to keep improving your understanding of different cultures so that you can get along with people from different cultural backgrounds. And the second question is, what are the steps to increase cultural sensitivity? The first 2 are value diversity. Okay, you need to know the differences and similarities of different cultures, and you must be able to evaluate yourself honestly. When people make certain assumptions about you, how do you feel? And how do you respond to those assumptions? And back to yourself, do you make assumptions of different cultures? And last 2, we need to be aware of the dynamics when culture intersect. What do we mean by that? For example, we need to put race, education, background, and socioeconomic background into considerations when we meet people from different cultures. And lastly, we must develop different approaches to adapt to diversity. And finally, is cultural faux pas usually intentional or unintentional? So cultural faux pas refers to a moment when someone does or says something that is culturally inappropriate, meaning they are not aware of cultural differences. So usually, this is an unintentional offense. So hopefully you answer these 3 questions properly. Let's move on to these 3 metaphors. Last week, I taught you the word we use to describe a diverse society. We call it a heterogeneous society. So a heterogeneous society means a society with people from different ethnic backgrounds. And we have 3 metaphors to describe this particular type of society, which are melting pot, salad bowl, and kaleidoscope. Do you still remember what they are and how they are different from one another? Okay, so a melting pot means traditions and customs of people from different races would eventually be mixed and lose their own identities. So it is very similar to the ingredients you put in a pot when you cook. And then the second one is salable. So this metaphors means customs and tradition will not change when they are mixed together, but people think this metaphor fails to acknowledge that changes do happen when different culture meet. Okay, when different culture meet, because changes do happen when we see different cultures. And finally, kaleidoscope. So when different cultures interact or encounter, new possibilities keeps happening. They won't stop. So this is a more accurate reflection of a diverse society because it do value changes, but at the same time, it also value maintenance of cultural identity. Okay, so these are the three common metaphors we use to talk about a heterogeneous society. And for the reading, why does cultural sensitivity matter? And what should employers do to create culturally friendly work environments? So, from our reading last week, you should know cultural sensitivity does matter because it shapes the way we are as people. And if we don't have cultural sensitivity in the workplace, we might offend people from different cultural backgrounds easily. And what should employers do to create culturally friendly work environment? So they should lead by examples and hold workshops to teach employees how to appreciate different cultural differences. And if they don't, you need to establish a set of rules telling them that there will be consequences if you are not culturally sensitive. Okay, so that's it for the key terms and main ideas from the lesson last week.